Hello, and welcome to episode 6 of the Dating Orange podcast. This week I have stand-up comedian James Gardner, who is kindly taking time out to talk to me while he's doing gigs at the Edinburgh Fringe Fest. So prior to stand-up, James was a TV presenter, and prior to that, he was a TV producer for Setanta, a footballer, and was a DJ in Glasgow for about 10 years and gigged around America too. So we can only imagine that he was a popular chappie. He's now in a happy relationship the past 3 years, but it took him the guts of 40 years to get here. Welcome, James, and thanks a million for squeezing me in. How is all at the Edinburgh Fringe Fest?
It's going really well. Today is my only day off, which a lot of comedians are like, oh my God, it's so grueling, it's so demanding. And I'll be honest, it's not. It's easy. Do you know what I mean? You're not out digging roads or anything like that. You know, it's physically, emotionally it can be a bit draining because you're putting yourself out there doing a performance. But it's fine. So it's really good fun. This is my first full run at the Edinburgh Fringe. Doing an hour-long show. The show's called Born in a Wheelchair. It's about my life with my older brother Alexander, who's got cerebral palsy, and he communicates with his eyes. It's a kind of riot of a show. It's absurdly funny. It's about the absurdity of disability and what it's like as a family kind of dealing with that. So it finishes on the 27th of August, which is actually my older brother Alexander. It's his birthday on the 27th. So he'll be 47 on the 27th of August. So there's a kind of nice synergy. Shows about him. If it ends on his birthday, and I keep saying to everyone, you know, what he's told me that he wants for his birthday is a 5-star review. I've just said I'm trying to leverage my brother into getting a 5-star. I'll take it any way I get it.
James, give us a little background on like your dating life. I hear you were flat out dating there for a while.
Yes, so I'm in a relationship now with my girlfriend Marion. We've been together for about 3.5 years, but I was single pretty much for the majority of my life, right up to I met Marion when I was sort of 36 and a half. So I was single in Glasgow through the dating eras of phoning people's houses to try and speak to a girl. You'd have to, can I speak to Ailey, please? And, going to phone boxes and using phone boxes to phone girls that you fancied. Kidding on that you were drunk. That was a thing to do. Kidding on that you were drunk to kind of give yourself an excuse. Like, this doesn't go well. Come Monday when I go back into school, I was drunk. I don't remember. to when mobile phones came out, so I was around. I was about 15, 16. So when I started dating, mobile phones just came out. You couldn't send pictures. You could just send loads of exclamation marks and full stops. And then when I moved to London, I got into the dating scene. It was online, but that was before apps, really. So everyone was still using BlackBerry phones, BBM pins, and it was desktop browsers for dating sites. So I used to do a lot of dating on, I think I tried them all, Match.com, eHarmony. I kept away from Plenty of Fish because it was quite scummy, to be honest. It was just like...
Heard that now. Like, I joined Plenty of Fish there for a few weeks, and I was swiftly off it. But somebody told me that it had like a dirty name, like Plenty of, I don't know what it was, Plenty of or something, I don't know.
Yeah, it was rough, man. And but the best site I used to date on was called mysinglefriend.com, and it was owned by Sarah Beanie, the sort of TV personality. She's she had this site, and basically you had to get your best friend to write your dating profile for you.
Dude.
And then, so that was the kind of hook that your friend writes your dating profile for you, and then you can add a bit of the bomb. So I got one of my best friends, Sarah, whom I dated at university. She wrote my dating profile, which was like such a boon because girls were like, oh my God, you must be a nice guy if your ex has written like a dating profile for you. So that was in London. And then when I came back to Glasgow about 10 years ago, the apps had kind of just started coming out. And it was I'll be honest, the apps in Glasgow were rubbish because there's such a stigma in smaller cities. It was like, oh my God, you're not online dating. That's so embarrassing. And I was like, I just come from London where everyone's like very open. It's like, yeah, cool. That's what you do. So,
how long ago was this now that you were on the apps?
So, I mean, up until I met my girlfriend Marion, I was up on the apps till I was 35. But when about 10 years ago in Glasgow, 8 years ago, I was on Tinder and all that, but there was hardly anyone on Tinder at that time, so you would swipe through the whole of Scotland in about 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean? It was only more recently that that's become far more accepted and a norm, and I know you've got like Hinge and stuff like that, so I actually think I had set up my Hinge profile and I had just started seeing my girlfriend at that point and I hadn't been on it, so I think I was still getting the odd random message like, "Oh, I see your profile on Hinge," and I was like, "Fuck, I've not actually deleted the profile. I deleted like the app, obviously, but not deleted the
Rookie error.
yeah."
What do you think is the best? What would and stop for you?
For me, like I say, probably Tinder, but again, I wasn't very good in Glasgow. I didn't think like it was just. I don't know. I found it such a tough game, the dating apps, because you turn into an arsehole on them because you've got to project this image that you're not. Do you know what I mean? It's really, I don't know. I find it, like.
What image were you projecting? Of what?
Well, I just like you've got to, like. I think I don't know, because it's all about your looks, isn't it? Really, and then you're trying to put up the best photographs to show that you've got the best sort of fucking life. Do you know what I mean? Like mundane photographs are going to cut it, so it's like quite wanky Insta. Look at my profile. Look at all the people that I know. I don't know. It wasn't. It was sometimes you look back and go, fucking hell. It was like I just think, how would I meet someone? And you would start to despair. You'd be like, how the fuck am I going to meet? Because people don't interact the way that they used to. People don't.
True.
Wait that out. So I was just like, fucking hell. Is this it? Is this how I'm going to meet someone?
And you said you were single for mostly your entire life.
Yes, I was.
Like no girlfriend, or what are we talking about?
I had a girlfriend when I was like 23 till I was 23 and after 25 or something like that. And then I had a girlfriend when I was, I don't know, for about a year when I was in London when I was 30. That was it. But to be fair, my mum told me not to get a girlfriend. Don't you be coming around here with girlfriends, and I don't know. I've got no idea. But she was like, don't you be coming around here with a girlfriend? So I was always single. I was a DJ for years as well in Glasgow and across the UK. And also my friend Sarah said to me, she's like, listen, see if you don't want a girl. So I was 30 at the time. She went, see if you don't want a girlfriend, don't waste anyone's time. So don't you go out with anyone that's your own age, that's 27, 28, 29, and not be interested in like settling down on kids because you're going to waste their time. Just go out with a 21-year-old. And I was like, oh, right, okay.
Is that what you were doing when you were a DJ, going out with 21-year-olds?
I wasn't going with anyone. I was single. I mean, I wasn't DJing when I was 30. I mean, I was dating 21-year-olds up till I was 35, which my girlfriend, Marion, is just like, that is sad. And we used to have a lot of disagreement about it. But
what was you
kind of nothing. That's what you want. It's a control issue. It's not a conscious control issue, but I think it's like I wasn't wanting to settle down, and when I was dating people my own age, like honestly, within a fortnight they'd probably have ended it with me because like I used to work all the time. I worked like 8 hours a week. I was doing my masters, and you'd meet them and they'd be like, "Oh, you work quite a lot. Oh, that's really cool. I think that's a really nice thing that you work hard and you do all this stuff." And then like you'd be talking to them on the phone a week or two later, and you'd be like, "Right, that's me just getting home now," and they'd be like, "Oh, so you're just getting home now?" And you'd be like, "Yeah." And you're like, "Oh, you work a lot, don't you?" Like, I fucking told you I worked a lot when I met you. So like, a lot of people, I think they're looking for different things. For women, there's a different pressure. So like for me, I didn't want to have any of those conversations. I was like, this is great, man. There's nothing serious happening here. But I was always very upfront about it. I wasn't trying to mislead anyone. But when you're 21 or 22 or 23, you're far more impressible. So I can see now when I look back, yeah, there's definitely a power dynamic there. And that's what guys do. I think guys are kind of assholes, basically.
True. I do tend to go for older men. Like I was 29 and I was seeing a 39-year-old, and he told me that he specifically doesn't go for women his own age because women his own age want to like rush things and they don't have the time to have a bit of crack like the younger women do. So because older women obviously want to have children and settle down, they don't even have men their own age to go for.
Yeah, so I think, so what I'm going to do now, right, is I think most guys when they're dating are assholes, right, and I'm going to say I was probably one of them. Not consciously, wasn't aware that I was doing it, but you're so right, because what guys do, because I think like I'm a modern convert to feminism, but when I say a modern convert to feminism, as much as a man can be, and as much as a man can recognise his own part of misogyny, which is me, do you know what I mean? Like, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, because I think we're in a misogynistic society. I think I've only in the last 3 years since I've been with my girlfriend, Mary, realised how difficult life is for women in general, things that we've never had to consider. You know what I mean? Like, when we walk the dog every day, Marion's like, I can't wait till it's winter to have a long coat on, so that the builders that we walk past every day are not staring at our tits, right? I never ever considered that before, ever. I was like, oh, fucking revelation. So, and I'm the classic, oh, well, I've got a mum, I've got a sister. But your mum and sister don't talk to you about these things. So when I was dating, and I was single for a long time, had a great time being single, but I used to do that thing that guys do, and they virtues it, and they go, you don't want to date women your own age, they're fucking mental. Women your own age. And I used to say that sort of stuff. I don't want to date a woman at 35, she's fucking crazy, right? And the reason that fucking we thought that is because they've been messed about by so many guys. Yep. And it's guys that are the problem. But when you're not aware of it, like, oh no, you don't want to go together, they're fucking mental. Because again, we don't teach this stuff in society. Like I wasn't aware of just the biological pressures that women are under if they're wanting to have kids. So they're not rushing it because they're desperate to tie down. It's like, mate, but we don't see that. So it's like, men just cop out and go, oh, you want to out with someone 10 years younger or 15 years younger, because we're not mature enough. So it's like, we don't need to fucking deal with this shit. And that's what men do. It's certainly, I wasn't aware that that's why I was doing it, but 100% that's what it would have been, because you don't have to worry about anything other than being kind of charming, being respectful, and that's you. Whereas, like you say, like when I dated a couple of girls who were my age, and I mean, it was quite good. They broke it off with me, and because I'm such a shite bag, I would have never broken it off. I would have probably just went, right, I'll just have to go out with you forever now, and or maybe just have to have a whole second family. I'm too scared of saying, actually, I thought this is working out. And genuinely, the two girls that I was seeing at one age, I think they broke it off with me within about a month. They were just like, nah, this isn't working, James. And I'd be like, right, thank you, cheers.
It's grand for you that you don't have that body clock to worry about. Nice, easy life for you. And your girlfriend now, where did you meet her?
That's a tremendous story. I met my girlfriend. So what happened was, when I was about 35, I essentially had a breakdown. I wasn't aware that I was having a breakdown. There's a lot of connotations and a misunderstanding attached to that sort of language, because you tend to think of a breakdown as somebody fucking going crazy in a shop or something like that. But I was 35. I was working 75 to 80 hours a week. I worked as a double glazing salesman. I worked commission only. I was running the sales teams. And I was very lonely, but I didn't realise I was lonely, so I used work to fill the void, and I was really lonely. And like, obviously at 35, most of my mates have got kids and are married, so then you start knocking about with younger people, you start going out. I was still hanging about in nightclubs, and I'd have people back to mine, I'd have parties and stuff like that. And eventually I was like, what is the point of life here? I've bought a flat, I've done my masters, I've got this job, and I was so miserable. And basically I sold my flat and everything, because I'd got myself into a lot of debt. I sold my flat, kind of cleared the decks, and I moved in with a friend of mine. Wasn't a particularly good friend, just somebody that I played football with, who was like, come and stay with me, big handsome guy. And I went, no problem. So I went and stayed with this guy, and I met my girlfriend one morning in my friend's flat. She'd stayed over the night before with my friend. They were just kind of casually over the course of a couple of years, we would just have sort of a sleepover from time to time. So I got up in the morning. And I met her, and I started chatting to her, and I was like, oh my God, she's beautiful. And we were having a bit of a chat, the three of us. And she thought I was really obnoxious and loud. This was at like 9 a.m. She's getting ready to go to work, and I'm like fucking trying to hit her all the chat. And then 6 months later, she stayed over again at my friend's with my friend, and she had like a night out or something like that. She's like, can I stay at yours? I can't bother driving home. No problem. So she woke up in the morning, and she's like, listen, I'm still too drunk to drive. Is it all right if I hang about here for a couple of hours? And he was like, yeah, sure, no problem at all. I need to go to work, but James is here. So, you know, he'll be knocking about. And she was like, what, that fucking annoying guy, that really loud guy, he's going to get my nerves. And then, like, as a result, we kind of spent the day together just chatting and kind of getting to know one another. And like, we started off as friends. We were meeting up to go like fucking hill walks and stuff like that. And that was it. So
that's so cute. So it was real life, not even the apps in the end.
What wasn't the app? She would never go on a date in the app. She was very shy. It's not her sort of thing. So like for me, for me, it was like, that thing, like, how else do you get that? I suppose that time and that space to be yourself and stuff like that. And I think that was the key, was actually she had a chance to like know what I was about. We had some really nice conversations, and it was all of a sudden, because you judge people on looks as well. And I was like, what I would have thought of her when I saw her compared to what I know about her, two different things.
So if you saw her on a dating app, what would you have thought about her?
I'd have thought, oh, she'll be going out with footballers or millionaires, or like, very attractive, and you're just like, yeah. Do you know what I mean? I would have probably tried to act up and tried to be something that I wasn't, thinking that that's what she'd be into, that type of thing. And guys do that all the time. I mean, judging by the stories you read out, honest to God, wild. And I think it's mandatory. It should be mandatory for every man to do an hour a day or 10 minutes a day, listen to those stories before they go out into the world, just to say, listen, guys, I'm going to tell you who the problem is. It's us. We're the fucking problem. We are psychopaths. Because I don't understand how, like, because I've been single most of my life, it's the really positive aspect of that is, like, I've never had to cheat on anyone. I don't need to. Like, I'm happy, I was single.
Yeah.
But all these stories about guys, like, love bombing people, oh, I think your mum would like me and all that, and should we have kids, and let's get photos of it, and then they fucking run out on the date and block everything because they've got a girlfriend or they're married. You're just like, what? Man, like...
Bananas. Sure, ever since I started that page, now when people send in stories, I've had, like, less and less hope than when I started. Like, I'm just totally desensitized to the whole thing now.
But what happens is people tend to try and console you as well when you're single up to a certain age. So they're like, oh, it'll happen one day, you'll meet someone before you know it. And you're always like, how the fuck am I going to meet someone? I still work so often. I was like, where am I going to meet someone? Where do single women go that aren't 22, 23, that aren't going into nightclubs? Where do you fucking meet them? And then, people are always saying, nah, but you never know it'll happen. You're just, it won't happen. And then it does, and you go, right, okay. So, there is light at the end of the tunnel, definitely.
I'm going to a singles night on Saturday. It's my first one in town here in Dublin. Have you ever gone to one?
No, I've not, but I've often thought that I'm really interested in like economics as a science and as a cyclical sort of behaviour. And what's really funny is because of the popularity of the apps, I'm convinced, I said to my mate years ago, I went, a dating agency, an in-person dating agency, and I now know that there's that they're kind of making a wee bit of a resurgence because of the apps, because you can now create such a false identity and appearance, even with videos and stuff like that now. I think that in-person stuff is going to hopefully come back in. I would have gone, but again, they're just like Glasgow's not as cosmopolitan as London. So like Glasgow's quite far behind in that regard. So like I can totally imagine that happening in somewhere like Dublin or London, like a singles night, where people, I think there's such stigma attached to being sort of single in smaller cities because everyone just like wants to have a house, have a big grey sofa, have fucking bifolding doors at the back in one of those fucking soulless estates. And that's cool, but that's what people want, do you know what I mean? And they just go out with one another and fucking hate each other as well. I see that a lot, like a lot of guys who fucking clearly hate their partner, desperate to fucking get away on a golf week away or whatever the fuck it is. And vice versa, you just think, guys should be better off being single, you know what I mean?
Right, I'm in these like women's groups and stuff on Facebook, and like it's all like people, loads of women who are married with children or whatever, and they're just like putting up these anonymous posts being like, go girls, what would you do if you were in my situation? Like, I'm after coming across all these pictures of this girl that he saved onto his phone, or he was looking up this, that and the other. Like, there's millions of these on the page, and I'm just thinking, fuck me, thank God I'm single and I don't have to deal with a shite bag of a husband for the rest of my life. And I think like that just cements what I'm doing is correct by just dating until I actually find somebody that I really like. I'm not going to hate for the rest of my life.
Do you mind me asking how old are you? Do you mind me asking?
31 since a few days ago.
31's nothing, and this is the thing. It's all, I suppose, all relative to the city that you're in. When I moved to London, I was 27, and I just split up with my then girlfriend Claudia. We'd been out a year, so it wasn't like when we used to stay over from time to time. So it wasn't like a dead serious relationship. It was serious at the time, but only when you look back now, you go, that was quite sweet, quite a sweet first relationship. I moved into London. I was 27 and I was single, and I remember kind of bemoaning being single, and I remember like put on, just like, oh, you're just a baby, right? Because I was going out with like my flatmates now, in their 30s, and guys who are 35, women who are 38, 40, they're like, yeah, I'm single. Of course I want to settle down and get married, but I'm only 38. And that's just like normal in a city like London, whereas I don't know what it's like in Dublin, but in sort of smaller, less cosmopolitan cities, it seems such a stigma. Like, oh my God, you're not going to settle down. You're not going to get. You're too old to. People say to me, like, you're too old to be getting out and about in nightclubs, and you'd be like, hey, I'm fucking 35. What are you talking about? So, and I think it's good. And also, I always remember my friend Sarah saying this to me when I lived in London. That's what happened, and you can, when I say rush it, when you do meet the right person, if you have been single and you're in your 30s or 40s, whatever, typically you'll both had a career by that point, both had your own personalities and life experiences, you'll typically have your own money. So actually, you can get married within 6 months because you've seen and done a lot more of it, whereas when you're 25, 26, what the fuck do you know at that age?
Sure.
You know, and I've got mates that get married, you know, age 23, first girlfriend, still together, dead happy. So there's no right or wrong, but for me, my advice to anyone would be, be single as long as you can.
Your friend that set you up with your girlfriend,
Yes.
what did he think about the whole thing?
He didn't say
Well, sorry, yeah, true.
inadvertently set me up with her. I felt like saying, that's your first mistake. You've left me alone with her. That's your first mistake. It's fine about it because, again, it's actually, there's nothing serious going on between them. And again, like, I think we're quite a misogynistic world because, again, the onus is almost like the same people like, oh, that's what you sleeping with your friend. And you're like, well, yeah, that's what adults do. It's not a big deal. You know what I mean? It's like men have this weird Andrew Tate fucking halo where it's like, oh, women should never have slept with anyone, but it's okay for me, but not for them. Absolutely fine. We actually rented his flat off him for a couple of months as well. Do you know what I mean? So
It all worked out well.
it's worked out really well. And we're really happy. But I mean, we're happy until she annoys her up in the morning because I just sit and have your voice every morning being there like, I met this fella. She's like, oh my God. In the morning, I just sit in bed. She's like, I met this fella. You know, I was from Sligo and she was from Dublin, and we met halfway. I thought, okay, grand. We stop listening to these fucking.
Come on. Very good. Like 98% of that was like excellent.
I do a lot. I do a good Roy Keane.
Oh,
I do.
let's go.
But you know, these dating apps, you know, these players as performers, you know, they're talking about these dating apps, swiping, you know, what's wrong with talking to someone at the bar? You know, you're acting like a baby, an absolute baby.
Very good. That is very good. Excellent, Roy Keane. I'm sure everyone will agree on that now.
Well, I've got a friend, two girls that run a bar in Glasgow. I do sort of comedy. That girl called Kim. She is from Cork, and she said my Roy Keane was good, and I was very pleased with that. Very pleased with that.
Once an Irish person tells you you're doing a good Irish accent, you're chuffed.
Yeah.
Surely you get recognised all the time from TikTok. Sure, well, you're nearly 50k followers.
I think in Glasgow, yes, but like I said, I was a DJ in Glasgow for years. I knew a lot of people, so I do get. My girlfriend hates it. She hates attention, like she does. Whereas I'm just like walking about like, me, are you looking at me? Yeah, is it me? Whereas she's just like, you know, like she'll cross the road to avoid people. Whereas I'm just like, I'd rather be around the crowd. So it's the TikTok's been good. It's been great for the comedy, I think, and great for the kind of awareness of stuff.
Do you get any DMs from women?
Do you know, I do. That's actually a real interesting point. So when I first got together with my girlfriend and we were just seeing each other, because we'd been friends, first of all, I had told her everything. And I was telling her about women that I fancied or women that I slept with and all that. She was just like, what, is this guy okay? Like, because, you know, so I think when we first got together, I'd like a girl's photograph, right, on Instagram. And she was like, why did you like that girl's photo? And I was just like, classic guy. I was like, well, why would I not? It's a photo sheet. It's a photo sharing app. What can you, it's just like, and it was obviously something.
Also,
No, it was just a photograph of a girl, right? But it was the girl that I'd been with, right? And at that point, I was adamant that I was in there. I was like, this is crazy. What you're talking about? I've done nothing wrong. And it wasn't until she put it into this sort of language, this narrative, where she was like, right, but what would you say about that? Because like, what she said was, what, like, if you if you were in a relationship and there was like a girl you knew that was in a relationship and she was liking your photos and you could be like, oh, what about so and so? She's all loved up, and I'd be like, yeah, but she likes my photographs on Instagram. You try and almost turn it into something. And once she said that to me, I was like, I totally understand where you're coming from. It is disrespectful because I don't want anyone to think that because she's just like, listen, I believe you. Like you're not trying to sort of text, tee someone up or start anything. But she was like, how do you think that looks for me if someone else notices that you're liking like those photos? And I was like, that was very early on in the relationship. It took me about a week to sort of come round, and I was like, you know what, you are correct. I said, so what happens in terms of DMs, right? When I do like TikTok lives, I will get women about, oh, you need why you not follow me back? Please follow me back. And I'm always like, listen, I ain't following in. I do not follow any women back, anyone that I don't know, because that's how it happens. That's how fucking DMs start. That's how fucking sending flames and emojis and all that shit happen.
So one person for them, they comment and say, why haven't you followed me back?
Yeah.
What's wrong with them?
I do get the odd like it was drunken DM, but I had a girl kept messaging me. Showed my girlfriend, it was just unanswered. It was like, hey babe, hey, what you up to? Hiya, how's you? And putting up like pictures of my girlfriend, and then eventually she sent me like a picture of herself, right? Just like, no, just like in a vest or something like in the bathroom. It was like a selfie, and I was just like, I just replied, I was like, listen, I have a girlfriend, I do not want to chat to anyone else, right? And then she sent another message back saying, it's just chat, hun, X. And I felt really bad. I was like, I feel really bad, but I had to just block her. But also, I screenshotted it and showed my girlfriend. I was like, just so you know, I've not been up to it. Because I just would never want to cross that line.
It's not just chat. It's not like if she's just like, oh, it's harmless. But you're like, fucking talk to your friends or something. Why do you need to talk to him?
Obviously, guys out there will be encouraging it as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I always think nothing ever happens from nothing.
That what you said about like you like other girls' pictures, like that's the vast majority of men do that, and they don't see a problem with it. They're just like, men are visual creatures, and what they say, and they see something they like and they like it.
Yeah, see that as well. That's when I feel that's where I think like the misogyny comes in, and we are in this misogynistic society where it's the stigma's always on the women, or women are mental, women are crazy, because guys learn this stupid behaviour off their mates in football teams or because they don't have the fucking balls to turn and go, do you know what? It's actually order. You shouldn't do that. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, definitely, I know that like so many people, because I've even said that on like lives, and what happens is a lot of people are like, fucking, that's brilliant to hear it. A lot of women are like, yes, definitely. And then you get the other one going, oh, I think it's harmless. And you're like, you fucking don't think it's harmless. You would rather that your boyfriend didn't do that.
Yeah.
Right? But it's fucking out of order, and he's either shouting you down or making you miserable, or you've convinced yourself that it isn't a problem, and it fucking is. Do you know what I mean? Even if you're like someone's photograph, if it's a photo of them and their boyfriend, or if it's a fucking picture of it, you shouldn't be like it. And also as well, like, it's just that thing, what are you following someone that you don't know for? Why are you following them back? Do you know what I mean? Like, and that it's kind of crossing that, it's like crossing that line.
The liking it, like, why can't you just, like, if you were going down through your page and it's this girl that you were with from years ago, and you're like, okay, that's a nice picture, and move on with your life. Like, why do you need to like it? That's just
correct. And that's the thing. It wasn't until, because for me there was genuinely there was zero intention, no bad intention there at all. But once my girlfriend told me, we weren't, proper boyfriend girlfriend at that point, we just started seeing each other, but when she explained it to me in that sort of narrative, and I was like, oh, I've never thought about it that way. I've never thought about it from your perspective. She's like, what? So what would your sister think? Or somebody else that knows me think, why is James liking that photograph? What does she think as well? Because you might mean it totally innocently. She thought, it's a nice photograph. She's looking great. Hope she's well. Like,
yeah.
Whereas I didn't think about what she might be thinking. Hi, James is loved up, is he? Well, still liking my photographs on Instagram. You can twist it. And that's when I realised, because I'm quite naive in a lot of ways, because I'm like alarmingly honest. So I'm like quite naive at times. I'm just like, oh, that's mental. I would never. I didn't realise that. And my girlfriend's like, yeah, that's fucking why that happens.
She's opened your eyes to how the world actually is, Jim.
Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing. There's not enough. I don't think enough. Because what happens is, men like to shout you down, oh, you're virtue signalling, and it's like, mate, I'm not. Like, listen, I was single for a huge part of my life. I've always played in football teams. I've been part of the problem whilst being a good guy. The problem is with cancel culture is nobody wants to admit they're part in anything because they're so scared that all you'll do is just take the little snippet out and go, well, he said he's fucking a creep, bang, we'll take that. You know what I mean? As opposed to, most guys are creeps, but don't realise it. Do you know what I mean? Like, when you're walking past someone and you're giving them the eye and you think, I've never stopped to think, oh, maybe that's the 8th person that's done that to her today. And you're just like, I just want to get to the fucking gym. Or when you're in the gym, and now, once you see it and you see guys just like fucking arching their head all the way around, and you feel saying, lads, fucking hell, have a wee glimpse. Jesus Christ, you fucking... And this is coming from a man who walked into a lamppost trying to look at a girl once. So I was like, I think I was 15 or something like that. I literally walked into a lamppost and hit the ground.
I didn't teach you anything.
Taught me nothing, but that's the thing. It takes you, I don't know, till a certain age. But just a wee question for you on the app, right? How often do you come across guys lying about their height?
Like, I'd say there's an awful lot of men who are 5'10", 5'11", and say they're 6 foot. I've been fairly lucky in that regard. Also, I'm 5'4", so it doesn't really matter that much to me. But one of the first dates I went on was to the NCT centre. I don't know what that is in Scotland. Do you know when you have to go and see if your car is roadworthy? MOT?
Right, okay, an MOT call, yeah.
And it was my first one, and he said he'd come with me. It's a very fucking weird date. And I collected him, and he was the same height as me when he had said he was like, I think 5'7" or 5'8". So I was looking like straight into his eyeballs. But that was the only thing.
See, that's very fortunate, because I've heard, like, my favourite thing about dating in London was just asking girls about what guys were like. I'm just like, I love the gossip, so I was just like, hey, tell me about all these other guys, because, like, for me, lying about your height, I'm 6'1", so for me, lying about your height would be, all right, okay, so you're 6'1", saying that you're 6'2", or 5'10", saying that you're 6 foot, and that, talk to girls very commonly, like, no. People that would say that they were 6 foot, and very often saying that they were 5, and it turned up they'd be 5'4", 5'5", like, huge difference.
Whoa.
And I was like, but what did they think was going to happen? Are they just going to sit at the table all night and not get up? Like, and the common sort of answer seemed to be that they would hope that once they met you, you would change their mind. So, like, Marian's, her best friend Estelle was doing online dating in London, apps, all the apps, and she's, I don't know, say she's 5'7" or 5'8", and obviously it's set like because I think you can set height and all that sort of stuff, can't you? Is that part of the...
Yeah, you can, yeah.
And she kept meeting up with guys who were like 5'7", 5'8". She's like, this is fucking ridiculous. I want to wear heels and stuff like that. This is not... So she had so many shit dates, and it must put you off straight away, because you're like, listen, these apps are based on superficial features first and foremost. If you don't look like your picture, or you're not the height that you say that you are, it's not that I'm a fucking shallow person. It's like, that's the deal that we fucking made, and you've lied on it. So she actually had so many bad dates. She's like, I'm fucking deleting all the apps. I've had enough. And she had been chatting to one guy. She's like, I'm just going to go on this one last date, and then that's it, because she deleted the profile. And she went on the date with the guy, and he was the height that he was meant to be. And they got married, and they've got a baby. Yeah, so that's kind of half. Yeah, and it was the last one.
These type of men who are like happy, like, people have sent in stories about this a lot, that they're like wildly shorter than they said they were, and like, you'd worry about their like mental health or their fucking
sociopathic. Yeah, if you're willing to lie about, I think that's the thing about the. So when I was dating in London, I didn't have Facebook, I didn't have any social media, so it was probably the most interesting thing about me. I had no social media. So as a result, when I matched with women, and like, again, all my photos were fucking tons of photographs. I would, because what happens is you rationalise things in such a bizarre way that they don't make sense. So like, I would match with girls, and I would worry about, she's only got one photograph, right? Immediate red flag. But I'm such an optimist. I'm like, no, right? She's only got one photograph because she's so good looking. She is that good looking, right? That she will be like, I shouldn't be on a dating website. And actually, I'm not going to lower myself to putting 4 or 5 photographs on. So I'll just put up one photograph, right? And then I met up with her. She looked nothing like it. And everyone else was like, yes, the answer was staring you in the face there. Like, do you know what I mean? And like, I was too embarrassed to email people and say, could you send me a few more photographs to know what you look like?
Were filters around in your day?
So, no, filters were not around. Filters were not around. But what was, like, again, concerning, like, again, when I was in London, this was 10 years ago, that, like, people were sending, like, 2 megapixel photographs and stuff like that, like, wee tiny photographs, and you think, surely in this day and age, people had a digital camera or a decent phone. So that thing where, like, guys are when they're turning up and they're wildly different from their photographs or their height, you think, are you fucking mental? Like, what did you think was going to happen here? That's the
Women are so soft. You know, generally, women will just, because of politeness and a fear of something escalating, women will just put up with it and just try and get out, as opposed to, like, saying, like, you're after blatantly lying to me.
Yeah, well, I don't think you would. I remember going on a date with a girl once. So I think we just went for like a lunch, like Wagamama's or something like that. And honestly, I remember just being like, it's like that David Brent thing. And I was like, what the fuck? I mean, you fucking, that photo's about 5 years old. Come on, and like, and it's horrible because then you just have this lunch and you've totally checked out. I was just like, yeah, main conversation. I was like, yeah, let's keep in touch and all that, and you're just away thinking, oh, that was a waste of time, man. You know.
Have you had many bad dates like that?
I had a really bad date once where the girl just got a sister to come and pick her up and she left. I'd met her on a dating site in London. She was really rich. She was quite intimidating for me. She was from Kensington and Chelsea. And I really struggled. I was really insecure. I was like, fucking hell, like, I don't know how to act here. And I think I'd just been cheeky. I'd fucking try to give her like a wee insult or something like that to try and almost take back control. Do you know what I mean? And she just about 10 minutes later, she was just like, nah, I'm going to go. And I was just like, oh, this is horrible, man. Like in the middle of Chelsea, like just sitting on my
sister came and collected her.
Came and picked her up, yeah.
Oh, grim.
Do you know who was to blame? Me. I was the guy to blame, but it was just
you were the bad date.
I was the bad date, definitely. Again, I was paying for all the drinks, and I was like, paid for all the drinks the first date, and I was paying for all the drinks the second one, and I was like, I think I jokingly said, like, oh, are you getting around in? And again, she's, what? And I was just, and it was just this weird awkwardness, and then like, I said something else, and I was just like,
oh, well, look, if she's not the one for you, if she's not willing to buy around.
No, and that's the thing, there's all those, you kind of, I think you're best just airing out anything early on, because otherwise it's only just going to, you'll just have that like mad resentment that runs through it, you know what I mean? So I think you've got to just kind of
weed them out here. No point in dragging it out. Yeah. You're just living the dream now, happy as Larry.
Happy as Larry. So I think that we live vicariously through my girlfriend's wee sister, who's 22 in London. So she's kind of dating. So we kind of hear a bit of that through her. There's a lot of this. There's a lot of this which I've never experienced. I think it's mad. These mad guys who can't take rejection, and then they send these like mad voice notes. You know, like these mad. And I'm fucking blown away. Like, you know, she'd done this. Guy sent this voice note. She was like, he's like, man. He's like, listen, I don't even care, man. I don't even care. Like, I'm doing my own thing. I'm making money. You know, I'm doing it. I can't believe you don't want to see me again. And it's just like a rant for fucking like a voice note, like 5 or 6 minutes. If you're saying, mate, you've been rejected. You fucking do what the rest of us do, man. Take it on the chin. Like, it's just,
and like, yeah, but it's scary. You don't know when they're going to go like that. I actually had a fella that I had to turn off, or like after a second date, I had to call it off.
Did you post this on TikTok?
Yeah.
I read this out to my girlfriend Marion. This is fucking mental. It's like, me, you've been fucking knocked back. Like, take it. Just do what the rest of us do. Delete the message and forget that it never happened. Like, do you know what I mean? Just try and that's psychotic behaviour.
Telling me to bring my dog to the park, and then dogs know when somebody is good or bad, and she will like me, and this will be the proof. I was like, fucking hell. Now, I was very much more naive then. He would have just been blocked after message 1. Like, now.
I think the thing is guys are mental. Is that, so I'm going to just keep saying guys are fucking mental. And the thing is, you need to be disproportionately harsh with a man, because we will not. We are like eternal optimists. Like, even though you know you're so, oh, you want to come back to me, you want to come back to mine. That's such a guy thing. That's all guys will do that. Oh, I'll come and pick you up and all that. And you're just like, fucking settle down, mate. And a couple, less is more. But I remember on the dating websites. I remember like you used to be able to match, and then if you match, you could send each other messages or whatever. And obviously, I would match with people, and I wouldn't get classic. I would get messages from women that I'd matched with. Obviously, the ones that I got messages from, I wasn't interested in. I would be more interested in the people that I'd matched with that didn't send me a message. For no other reason was that you want what you can't have. And I remember thinking, why the fuck are these girls not messaging me? What the fuck is this order? And I had a brainwave. I was like, yeah, but think about all the people that you've matched with that have messaged you that you've not replied to. So you know what I did one day? I sat and I replied about 30 messages that I just ignored, right?
Oh.
Thinking that karma was going to sort of intervene and go, and honestly, some of the replies I got were fuck it, because I just thought, more the fool me. Some of the replies I got were quite nice. I was just like, listen, thanks very much for your message. That's kind of cool, because I like messaged each one individually, didn't do cut and paste, never have. I was like, listen, really fucking thanks for your message, really flattered. Hope your fucking dating pursuit goes well. I don't think they were maybe the best suited, but I can wish you all the best. And quite a few messages I got back were like, yeah, that's quite cool, thanks for that. But a lot of them were just like, who the fuck do you think you are? And I was like, yeah, this was not a good idea, because nobody wants to be reminded that they've been
rejected.
Yeah, you're just like, mate, just let it go. So like, this is the thing I don't get about I call them the young team now. So I'm 40. I think about what I would call the young team, guys in their mid to late 20s, and I just think, lads, what are you fucking doing? Like, what? Just so these voice notes. And I'm obsessed with the ones where they want the money back from their date as well. You feel like saying, hey, fucking petulant, don't embarrass yourself. Like, you could just send me the £18 over for the drinks that we spent last night, since you clearly weren't interested. They send a sort code, the account number. You feel like saying, you need to be around people that just tell you you're like, that's embarrassing behaviour.
Have some dignity. Like, if you wanted to pay for the girl, then they probably just thought they were going to get the ride. And then when the girl wasn't interested, then they're like, fuck her. At least I'm going to get my money back. Like, but the embarrassment, like.
Yes. No, I think you've just got to keep going in your quest. We are all behind you. We're fucking on board. I'm one of your biggest fans. So for me, this was getting to live out a TikTok fantasy of being on the club. I'm a happy man. I'm a happy man.
Do you want to finish up on a little plug?
Approximately 6 days, still at the Fringe to see me. So my show is on every day at 1:30 at the Edinburgh Fringe at the Caves. The show's called Born in a Wheelchair, and it's about my life with my older brother Alexander, who's got cerebral palsy. It's a kind of absurd riot of laughter just about our life and how absurd his disability is at times, and trying to get him onto planes, trying to take him to concerts. So there's a lot of really good stuff. I've had great reviews. So if you want to check me out, follow me on TikTok. My name is, I think it's James A. Cotter's my TikTok handle, but my name's James Gardner. Instagram at Comedy James. Women, no DMs.
He's a really fun.
I have a girlfriend, and all I want to do is be respectful. I've got it good, and I'm far too selfish to fucking fuck that up for myself. And if any guys are listening, lads, yous are all fucking mental, right? Just fucking settle down, and if you take a knock back, fucking take it like a man. Just fucking go, all right, she doesn't like me. It's not the end of the world. Don't fucking message back. That's my word. Don't fucking ask for reasons why the date didn't go. It didn't go well, mate. And women are always being nice. They're not being harsh. What the message really says is, I do not like you. There you go.
Wise words, James, from a man who's been through it all.
Correct. Absolutely. Listen, thanks for having me on, and I will be following the page with interest as always.
Thanks, James. Yes, so if you're in Scotland, definitely try and check out James's show, Born in a Wheelchair, before the end of the Edinburgh Fringe Fest this weekend. If not, then definitely give him a follow. His TikTok handle is Jamesy Cotter, or on Insta as Comedy James. So last week I went to my first singles night with one of the girls from Daters Gonna Date podcast, and it was certainly a new experience. So we shall be delving into that. The two girls, Roisin and Nicola, are going to be on my next episode. We will be shooting the shit. So I'll chat to you then. Bye.